We're developing our process for evaluating a double integral over a rectangular region, which gives us the volume between a surface, f at x, y, and a region in the floor whose area is represented by dA. This volume can be approximated by using a double Riemann sum, where we select x and y values within a little tiny rectangle to be the domain elements that are plugged into the surface function that give us the height of our rectangular cylinder. And in this video, we're going to choose those domain elements to be the midpoint of the subinterval in the direction of x and the midpoint of the subinterval in the direction of y. So let's take a look at an example. We're trying to estimate the volume of the solid below the surface, z is equal to 9x plus 4y squared, and above the rectangular region in the floor where x is going to go from 0 to 2 and y goes from 0 to 4. And we're going to use the midpoint rule to get a double Riemann sum that will enable us to approximate that volume. Let's begin by taking a top-down look at the region R in the xy plane, where x is going to go from 0 to 2 and y goes from 0 to 4. Now let's kind of create a concept drawing in R3. So again, we have x going from 0 to 2, y going from 0 to 4. This is that same rectangular region now drawn in R3. And this is just to conceptualize that we have some ceiling function up here. Again, not entirely accurate, just kind of trying to help us process the given information through some sort of a visual. Now, we actually also need the information of how many approximating rectangles we're going to use in the direction of x and y, and let's let the number of approximating rectangles in both directions be equal to 2. So n is usually the number of approximating rectangles in the direction of x, and m is the number of approximating rectangles in the direction of y. So the midpoint here would be the value that flies up to the surface to give us the height of this rectangular solid. So let's try to think about building this Riemann sum in order to approximate the volume. Remember, the volume of that rectangular solid is the area of the base multiplied through by the height. And the area of that base rectangle is going to be the area of one of these squares, which is delta x wide and delta y wide up here. Now it's easy to see that delta x is 1 in this case, but generally speaking, we'll calculate delta x by looking at the end of the interval minus the beginning of the interval divided by the number of subintervals. And in this case, that's going to be 2 minus 0 divided by 2, or 1 unit wide. Delta y, same thing, is going to be calculated by end of the interval minus beginning of the interval divided by the number of subintervals, which is 2. So the area of each of these little tiny rectangles in the floor is going to be delta x times delta y, which is 1 times 2, or just 2. So all those base areas are 2. Now let's look at the heights of each of these rectangular cylinders. I'm going to call this f at xy is equal to 9x plus 4y squared, so that we can illustrate what is the function value that we're going to be plugging in to this surface to get the heights. And the function value that we're going to choose is this midpoint. So our first domain element is going to be 1/2 as the x-coordinate, 1 as the y-coordinate. That's halfway in between the x and the y values for our first rectangle. So that gives us the height of that rectangle, and then we multiply that through by the delta A, which in this case is 2. Now we're going to look at our next rectangle. So the domain element plugged into the function is going to be the midpoint in the direction of x, which is 3/2, 1/2. And the midpoint in the direction of y is still going to be x is equal to 1. We again multiply this by the area of the base to get the volume of our second approximating rectangular solid. Now let's do this again for the next row. We're going to choose our midpoint up in this rectangular region, which is going to be the function evaluated at x is equal to, again, 1/2, and this time y is equal to 3, which is going to give me the height, and then I multiply that through by the area of the base. And for our final approximating rectangular solid, we'll look at the midpoint of this region, which is again going to have an x-coordinate of 3/2, but now a y-coordinate of 3 multiplied through by the area of the base. So when we add all these rectangular solids up, it gives us an approximation for the volume between the ceiling function and that region in the floor. So again, here's our surface function. Now we need to evaluate all these quantities, 1/2 and 1, plugged into this surface function, which is 17 halves. The surface function evaluated at 3/2 1 is equal to 35 halves. The surface function evaluated at 1/2 3 is 81 halves, and the function evaluated at 3/2 3 is 99 halves. So all of these multiplied by 2 and then added together gives us an overall volume approximation of 232 units, quantity cubed.